when you do decide that it's time to get all those facial features out, I can recommend no better tool than a Dremel. This is a zip cut bit, or as it's commonly known to me, and whether you have the long, cool rod for whatnot, or you're just straight onto a Dremel, this thing will just tear through paper layers without a problem. It'll tear through thick clay with a lot more delay, but as far as I'm concerned, it's the ultimate tool for getting your sections cut out without sitting there with a knife or a X-Acto blade for hours, wearing your muscles thin as hell and aching trying to get it done. So let's carve this guy out, see what it looks like. How about we plug in the Dremel first? That was a real buzzkill right there. Do be aware that the process can be quite messy, and sometimes it's nice to have a vacuum or something to clean up afterwards. Also, be careful of dust, especially if you're in an area where wind is blowing or things are going all over the place. So at this point, I've got everything pretty well set the way I want it. I've had to poke a few holes in his stem to aid in drying, which I will cover up. But I want to think now about his base and how I want him positioned on Halloween night. Some pumpkins will rock forward, some pumpkins will rock back, but it's important to consider how you want your pumpkin to rest on the ground. And when it's time for that, it's best to just get a sense of, I just put him on the ground, how do I want it to look? And consequently, have some sort of bowl or other circular device under him, because what I'm going to do is use this to set him up the way I want him, and then I'm going to take a Sharpie or other marking device and just trace the edge for a cutout with my Dremel. And that way I know that if I cut this bowl shape, this is going to be kind of his ground zero. And when I put him to rest on the floor, this will be the direction he's going to be facing. And we'll set him up. So now I know that if I want him to be up like that, then I need to cut out that particular patterning. And it's possible that you may not need to cut out that much depending on the size of the bowl that you used. I may be able to just extend this cut here and go around, or take a 2-inch in marker and cut only a smaller part. But I know that if I cut within this circle, then he will rest at that angle on Halloween night. So, an important note for when you are cutting out the bottom of your pumpkins to make sure that they are sitting the way you want them. Because otherwise, if you just cut it out by eye, you might find that your pumpkin is all of a sudden looking down way too much on Halloween night, or cocked off to the side too much on Halloween night. So always make sure that before you set it up, you've got a good cutting line and you positioned it so it's how you want it. I'm going to do a little bit more work on the stem now, but when I cut it out, now I've got my line.